So, I'm Gabe. Occasionally, I make bad decisions, and I might have made one today. Maybe you can help me out here. So, today I'm supposed to talk about Swift, but I really don't have a side to talk about him from. In Rebirth, the two biggest factions I've got are the Tribune and the Iblinites, but neither one really knows a lot about him. I guess the only ones who would know anything about him would be the Iblin Church, so I guess we'll talk about what they know about Swift. Swift is an orphan who spent his whole life in Capital City. He hasn't said much about what happened to his family or who raised him. He's also very reluctant to explain who trained him as a mage or what exactly that training entailed. The only thing anyone is absolutely sure of is that Swift is an orphan from Capital City, which is his introduction to others. Swift's age is slightly anomalous. He is a young adult, older than 21, but he's not fully matured, so we'll say he's not quite 25. Among the big four characters, Swift is the shortest. Iblis and Dusk stand at 6 feet, Serena's a good 5'7", and Swift is a solid 5'4". He claims the occupation of vigilante and remains very physically fit. Being mostly homeless, he gets by with his irresistible charm. Swift is not very well kept. His hair is long, blue, and messy, and he's got vibrant emerald eyes. Until he met Iblis, he really only had 2, maybe 3 outfits, all full of holes and stains, I assure you, but now Swift has a full wardrobe of clothing. The most frequent of his clothes is an enchanted red jacket that greatly boosts his magical powers. Speaking of Swift's magical powers, he is the one being with true multi-alignment of his magical abilities, although he's very limited in the scope of the spells he knows. Because of his physical appearance, most people assume that he's only a hydromancer, which allows him to surprise his foes when he starts using fire magic. Alternatively, if he's hiding his hair and using his fire magic, he can surprise people with his water magic. While that sounds impressive, and not to take away from his accomplishments, Swift is actually a very weak mage. Most of that has to do with his biology, but there is an argument that he never finished his training. Now, Swift is very laid back and good-natured. He does his best to be a force of good, although he seems to abide by his own moral code more than he does the actual law, which can be expected thanks to his rampant vigilantism. Swift has a deep respect for human life and is not afraid to do what it takes to preserve that life, as evidenced with his final interaction with Lysander. Swift is also not above vengeance and adheres to something similar to an eye for an eye ideology. No pun intended. Otherwise, Swift seems to just enjoy life and take everything one day at a time. And that's basically Swift in a nutshell. I'm sure we'll learn more about him as his miniseries continues and as the era of the Iblin Light series continues, but that's all we have to work with for now. Come back on Thursday when I'll talk about... you know what? I'll talk about magical alignments. See you Thursday. Hi, I'm Gabe, and it took me a lot longer than it should have to record this in-slate. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing so you don't miss the next one. If you want more content from me, consider following me on Twitter, where eventually I'll tweet some more. If you want to learn more about anything I'm talking about or catch some details I missed, consider buying my books. Links are in the description below. Also consider checking out the Tumblr, where I post side stories and art about the books that I can't really put anywhere else. Again, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.